It's Sunday. You have 3 questions. I have 3 answers, and looky here. It's a Kaiju Noir special. It's a Kaiju Noir special. That was lame, and I apologize for that. His first question. I think I may have asked this one before. If you were a Japanese superhero in a world where everyone announces their over-the-top attacks, what would be your finishing move? I think I answered this before, my friend. I think I just said Kamehameha from Dragon Ball Z. And it's kind of my fault for not filtering that out, so my bad. But yeah, I've kind of answered that one before. Question 2. What's some of your favorite Power Ranger Megazords outside of the Season 1 Zyuranger mechs? Always seems to be everyone's favorite, mine as well. Outside of Season 1... Interesting question. I'd say... I like the Thunder Megazord and the Ninja Megazord equally, but I lean towards the Ninja Megazord purely because at the Falcon Zord that thing can fly, and then it just becomes a completely different battle machine that, you know, is able to be air mobile, for want of a better word. So Ninja Megazord, just by this much. Question 3. What are your thoughts on podcasts in general? And do you think they can potentially replace radio shows altogether? I think that's already kind of happening. I don't think radio shows are ever going to disappear because not everybody wants the internet, strange as that may be. But I think when you look at things like Blog Talk Radio, you can have a little bit more freedom in regards to, within reason, you can have a little bit more freedom what you can say, what you can't say, be able to take some filters off and just be able to express how you want to say. Now, particularly with how I do, I try to stay PG-13, but there are some people that just, like to take the leash off themselves and just be able to be as honest and as open as they can possibly be. There's something quite liberating about that, because PG-13 is not for everybody. Some people like to go to TV mature and whatnot, and the fact you can go for longer and actually have those podcasts stored on archives on people on their respective Blog Talk Radio shows, they can listen to it again and again. Radio shows, particularly if you're listening to it through your phone or through a car radio or through a hi-fi set in your living room, you don't get that option. So I do think there is the potential that if someone wanted to pull the plug on regular radio in general, I think podcast shows would replace it. But as it stands, I think it's just going to be a case of there's always going to be those set of choices. You can have one that that everyone knows. Like I say, listen to radio shows for your through your car radio or through your phone and whatnot. But there's always the alternative where you can listen to it as and when you want to, rather than you have to be there by a set time. As for podcasts in general, I mean, look at some of the things I've done, with things like Main Event Night, Raw Down Rebound, and whenever I've done end of year specials, when it was movie night and special features, it's just a way to get people together and just have nice, welcome, differing opinions where you wouldn't normally get that. So I think they're great because it allows people to express themselves and just to say how they feel. Because with TV and radio, there are a set of restrictions that people have to adhere to, whereas on the internet, there are some restrictions in regards to what you can and can't say. But there's a lot more freedom and a lot more runtime to be able to do what you normally couldn't do. I mean, let's just say, for argument's sake, you have a movie review show on TV, but you're limited to about 20 minutes and you have to get through so many reviews. Whereas something like Real Features, technically if I wanted to, I could spend 30 minutes reviewing one movie just so I can take it apart and actually have time to actually, you know, really digest what has happened in the movie and be able to explain why these set pieces happen in a way. And it's just to have, again, this is the key word, freedom, to be able to really, break things down. Whereas in a TV format, you're limited, very limited with the time that's there, because there's obviously so many other shows that are coming up after you, and you really need to get your point across. Whereas, like I say, in a podcast situation, you've got a lot more, again, that word, you know, you've got a lot more time and a lot more, again, freedom just to be able to say what you need to. And, you know, I love it. This is one of the reasons why I do what I do, because I've been doing this since 2007, and I probably love it more now than when I did when I first started it. So, yeah. I love it. Well now, folks, you know the usual shtick by now by the end of each episode. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave a question in the comment section below. If you're seeing this on Twitter, go tweet at the MJ Knight. Or if you're watching this on dynamicnight.com, leave a question in the comment section below. But until then, ask again.